Hello there, today we're going to the smallest city in all of Finland and I'm about to take my train in a few minutes. It's not on this rail, it's up there on a different rail, so I have to go to a different platform. So I have now reached Kauniainen, the smallest city in Finland, and the train station is tiny. First of all, Kauniainen is entirely surrounded by Espoo, the second biggest city in Finland by population, but it is not the smallest by population. It is 10,284 as of end of 2022, so it's not small in that sense, but in terms of size, like area, it's the smallest. It is only 6 square kilometers. So I managed to use the bathroom. It's only a singular one. It's very weird. It's like the shopping mall toilet is just one grey door with one toilet in it. Not like a series of a bunch of cubicles or anything. It's just one toilet. Anyways, I also managed to go shopping. So I managed to buy off some foods. So it's time to test some snacks. And these are some egg rice pie things. So we'll see how they taste. I paid like €4 for the two of these. It's really expensive at this particular store. So that's what it looks like from the outside. And time to see how it tastes inside. Oh fuck's sake, my camera is adjusting itself, but oh well. That's the food. This is my mouth. It's kinda empty on the inside. It's not bad though. Not amazing either. Not worth €4, but that's the conclusion of my snack review. The thing on my right is just the library or whatever. It's not the front entrance, though that's back in the way I came, but there's this building, so I don't know what it is. It's just a living building as far as I can tell. But it seems like a nice neighborhood, like around the shopping center and library and all that. It's not like super advanced fancy thing, but they have done some cool stuff with architecture, and it's very on brand for a Finnish city, honestly. We don't have huge skyscrapers. We don't need to. We are not a huge population. Also, I don't know how it comes through camera, but on this side, it's all clouds. On behind the church, it's all perfectly nice and blue, really beautiful blue actually. That is very pretty. Oh, it's like a Swedish one. I think it might be like a Swedish one. Interesting. Oh yeah, I forgot. Kauniainen is very heavily Swedish. They have a Swedish name for the city as well. That makes sense. They use Swedish first before they finish. It does have Finnish text too, though. That is something I didn't remember, but that is interesting. But yeah, the thing is, Finland's second official language is Swedish, and some places are very heavily populated with Swedish-speaking people. They're still Finns, but they speak Swedish instead of Finnish. So I guess this is one of those places. So I have been walking backwards. There's just been a lake of some kind, past the train station on the other side, so I want to go see that. But I'm now back at the shopping center, and holy crap, it looks awful. The white building here, that you have the blue and green, it's all in really bad shape. I mean, the colors don't look like old, but the condition and the design otherwise just makes it look really outdated and not very pretty. I mean, it's a tiny and probably very old one as well, but it's not to my taste. I'll walk up the road, obviously through the parking lot, because that is the same thing to do. Actually, no, I'm going to go over the street to the other side and walk through there. So I was walking around and look what I came across, a purple tree. You don't see these too often around, but I wonder if they were like taken here from like a different country and then grown here, because natively there's not too many like colored trees. Oh no, this is a maple. And why is it purple? Maybe maples like go purple in the autumn instead of like orange. This coloring is very weird. So now you can see that the sun is actually up, like it was covered all by clouds before, but now the side that was not covered by clouds happens to have some sun, and it's making things look a lot brighter and nicer than when they were covered. I mean, you can still see there are clouds, but it looks a damn lot better visually. Also up on the hill, fucking hair. So now there's some sunlight and it's all really nice. Like, it's quite pretty right now. It's a nice little city. It's very small, but there's a lot of trees, a lot of like natural stuff and like old buildings. It's all very cool. And up there you can see this building, so actually that's one of the 3 TripAdvisor attractions for the city. It's like a building built by some architect with some amount of being known, so it's up there. There's basically no attractions at all for the city. I mean, it's very, very small. Like 6 square meters is not a lot, so like any attractions that would be here are probably actually in Espoo, and Espoo doesn't have that much, to be honest, in terms of like specific attractive spots. But it's a nice little city, though it really feels like Espoo. Like, I have lived in Espoo most of my life, and this literally feels like the places I have lived at. So yeah, it's its own city, but it's really not that unique. I mean, it's obviously like right in the middle of Espoo, so it makes sense. Kind of. Like the building style, everything is very familiar from being in Espoo. So I found the lake, it's up there, but look at these houses. Imagine living here, like next to this lake, like having these huge yards, all these plants. This is amazing. And or this pathing, it's probably expensive as well because it's in the capital region. And so I do wonder how housing prices are in Kauniainen compared to like Espoo, because it's literally in the middle of Espoo, but because it's a different city and like a small one, I wonder if it's cheaper to like be in Kauniainen than it would be in Espoo itself. No, in fact it is much more expensive apparently because of taxes being lower in Kauniainen. So the funny thing about Kauniainen is it's a separate city and it has a really low tax for a Finnish city, and because of that all the rich people go there, but it's just a small city that things end up costing out. Yeah, it's just like all like, I mean, you can see some buildings, but pretty much the entire thing is just like surrounded by nature. It's very beautiful. Wow, and like this city really is small. I pretty much walked, you know, when I was in like church and stuff, that stuff was like way on the other side of the city than this. Like this is like way at the north, that was way at the south. So I have reached a certain spot. In the distance you can see a board that says Espoo on it. So what does this mean? It means we're on the edge of Kauniainen and we're about to enter Espoo. So yeah, we have already walked from the literal south side of the city to the north side, and we're about to enter a different city that is surrounding this one. And you can see the insignia and the Esplagos, you can see horseshoe insignia and the crown, and you can see now we are in Espoo and there's the squirrel for Kauniainen. So Espoo, Kauniainen, Espoo, Kauniainen. So that's just funny. We are on the border of cities now. So I found this bench. It's just sitting here, and yeah, it's here's the bench. you can see the sun and the lake, and the bench is just like in the middle of this, like outside of the road, this random forest bit. Just one bench sitting here, and you can see like the lake from here. It's very nice actually. I think it's a really cool spot. And you can see like all the moss on the ground. It's all very, very, very beautiful and very calming. This is one of the good parts of like Finland. It's these like smaller parts away from the city itself, with like the lake and the moss and the trees. It's all just very beautiful, and I think it's the best part of this country by far. It's just the natural stuff. The fact they haven't like built everything in the city, so moved all down. It's just all like, there's so many places like this, and like even in like cities, like even in like Lahti, I can find a place like this. It takes away going from my home because I live in the like more in the city areas, but still, it's just like even there I can find one around the lake, and here I can of course find one. And there's National Park of Nuuksio and everything. So if I'm not sure one of these signs, so Espoo, Kauniainen, Espoo, Kauniainen, yay! So I just bought my ticket for the next train, and while I wait, I went to the store, I bought a drink, so it's time for another snack review, whatever. So this is Smurf lemonade of some kind. I don't really know what it tastes like. I know the Moomin one is decent, but this does not reflect that, so time to open it up and see. Oh, I managed to open it while holding 3 more legs. Like, I managed to open it like this. I am making a mess of my pants though. It is spilling. Well, I spilled. Let's see how it tastes. It's not lemonade, it's a soda. I don't like the Moomin one actually. And that's that. So I took the platform names and look at this. Here is platform 2, my soda fell over. There is platform 1 and then platform 3. How does this make sense? This is the worst. Why is 1 there, then 2 here, then 3 there? Why is that one not 1, then that 2, and this 3, or this 1, that 2, that 3? Why is it 3, 1, 2, 2, 1, 3? What is this? This is nonsense.